What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thanksgiving special episode where I grab two retards that live around me and bring them on the podcast with me. Say what's up, retards.
What's up, retards?
Anyways, so I thought as a fun surprise for John and everybody who likes doing scripts that we would look at all of the trades that happened this year and kind of give our thoughts on them without any research whatsoever, John.
I just came here so you guys could shit on me, so...
We'll get to that part later on, but... So the only thing that's not on here is some of... Well, no, those are all on there. Never mind, because that was draft day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, let's have them look at the screen. All right. Draft day trades, Terry McLaurin for J.K. Dobbins. We don't really need to talk about it. J.K. Dobbins got hurt. The next week, I made out like a gangbuster there. Okay, you traded away Kamara and Elijah Moore and got Jerry Jeudy and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
I'll say, how do you feel about that?
Like a fucking nut job.
Only considering Kamara's top 5 running back already, and he was suspended for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and Jerry Jeudy sucks ass, and Antonio Gibson, I'm pretty sure, is on waivers.
Hey, Judy's doing better now.
Well,
he is doing. I mean, the Broncos are playing better.
But better Broncos doesn't equal good.
Jerry Jeudy, no. Jerry Judy's hot trash.
Let's see. Tiffany got Michael Thomas and Pat Freiermuth for Mike Evans. I think she regrets that one.
Yeah, I think she got the shit into that deal.
Well, considering Freiermuth got injured, too.
Yeah.
He just came back again, so...
Right. Well, Michael Thomas ain't been great either.
Nope.
Matt got Jahmyr Gibbs. Wait, how did that... Oh, yeah, okay. Matt got Jahmyr Gibbs and Mike Evans, and then Becker got Justin Jefferson and Ezekiel Elliott.
Which, I mean, you can't look at Justin Jefferson and not go after that trade. You don't have any idea he's going to get hurt. So
right.
That in my opinion, Becker was going for the gold on that one, and it just ended up not in his favor in the long run.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it looks bad on paper now, knowing what we know, but at the time I would have made that deal too. So
yeah, I think anybody in the league would.
Absolutely.
Except Kim, because, Justin Jefferson's not an Eagles player, so...
Now we've already started. So I traded with Matt. I got Lamar Jackson and Jahmyr Gibbs for Raheem Mostert and Tank Dell. Now, I lost big time on this trade, but at the time, Tank Dell was not Tank Dell of now.
Well, and
Tank
at the
Dell
time,
of now wasn't even...
And at the time, you needed a quarterback because you had Fields and he was
Correct.
doing Bears-like things.
Correct.
So, at the time, I was okay with the trade. Now, Tank Dell's number one and Raheem Mostert's a stud.
I was talking to Ben right after this trade happened, and at the time he thought, and I kind of thought too, that I made out like a gangbusters on this. I got out of Raheem Mostert before he, tanked. Tank Dell was just a waiver wire pickup, and Jahmyr Gibbs was supposed to be great, and I ended up trading him like a couple weeks later. But yeah, Matt fucked me on that one.
Your favorite trade?
My favorite trade of the fucking year that now doesn't make any more sense than it did when it happened. Travis Kelce and Justice Hill for Kenneth Walker and Evan Ingram.
Let's be completely honest here.
So you guys talk...
So I'm going to be completely honest here, okay? With that trade, Ryan came out slightly ahead at the time that the trade was made. Okay? Because Kenneth Walker was still on a fucking hot streak, and Evan Ingram was at least producing roughly around 12 to 14 points a game.
Okay.
So, in my mind, those two guys gave me utility on my roster that I needed. I needed a running back because I was in running back purgatory. He needed a tight end. He was good in the running back department. It worked out. Long term, Ryan bent me over and made me his bitch. So, yes, bad trade.
Which is what my opinion on the beginning was with Kenneth Walker, that this was going to happen. I am right when it comes to y'all's teams, and I can't make my own fucking decisions for my team. It happens every goddamn year.
Well,
You're a muse.
Yeah, I give advice to people, and normally, I mean, obviously there's times where it doesn't, but normally it works out.
You've seen Dogma, right?
There was a reason I traded Kenneth Walker. When I traded Kenneth
Yes,
Walker,
I know.
because he was a hot commodity touchdown magnet, 30-something points a week. So I was like, I didn't think I was going to get Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
but I ended up throwing that out on a flyer one day, and he's like, let's make that deal. I'm like, all right, absolutely, I'll take Travis Kelce.
2 weeks ago, I told Tim to trade Travis Etienne because he's getting the Kenneth Walker experience right now, where
Yeah,
up here, down, like just off a fucking cliff.
He was going to have regression eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You can't
That's
buy
why.
into a. Don't look at me like that.
Well, and I also had the fear, and this was what week was that? Week 4 or 5?
September 28th, so yeah, very early.
So I also had the fear that Zach Charbonnet was going to start taking carries eventually, and what is happening right now?
Right.
Now, granted, he's been banged up, but he was still taking carries back then to a slight margin.
Those things with the Zach Charbonnet thing always happen like 2 or 3 weeks after we think they're gonna happen.
Yep.
So there for a second, I will admit, I was like, wait a minute, but then it happened. Yeah. You got fucked.
Yes.
How'd it feel?
I mean, he didn't use lube, if that helps. So,
All right. The infamous 3-way trade.
it's not gay if it's in a 3-way.
Wait, where's the one with Tim?
You were in a 3-way with somebody other than Tim?
That is the Tim trade.
Okay, yeah, because there's only technically going to be 2.
He's
okay.
not a dumpster fire anymore, remember?
Yeah, I keep forgetting because you're so unoriginal and can't come up with your own goddamn team name. I keep thinking that you're Tim.
No, I'm the new dumpster fire.
Yeah, I know. It's so original. This is the Shitting on John podcast.
So is your face, so.
So I gave away Austin Eckler basically to Tim. Tiffany gave Brandon Ayuk to Tim. Tiffany got Tyreek Hill, and I got Joe Mixon and Zay Flowers.
Tim won.
Yeah, I kind of think Tim won that one too. Tiffany's very close second, and then there's a distant third with my name on it.
Well, it's like when you tried to trade me Joe Mixon, and I forget who we were trying to trade at that time, but I was like, I don't want any part of Joe Mixon.
Which Joe Mixon's starting to come back up a little bit, but
Well, he's going to without Joe Burrow.
yeah. Well, that happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Tim won, which Tim needed to win because at that point his team was the dumpster fire, and now he's starting to win games, still putting up good points.
Right.
He's just not having everything go in his favor.
Right. Then there's a trend here, which I'm gonna have one of the ending episodes of the year. But me and Lance, I gave him the league whore Jameer Gibbs, and I have received Nico Collins. This is actually a decent trade that worked out for both parties, and has continued to work out so far. Nico Collins is not Tank Dell, but he's next best thing, and then Jameer Gibbs, yet to be seen with Montgomery back, but still very, 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 very good. So, silence your phones. We're live.
He tells me the same thing.
God. So Lance and Tim, Amari Cooper and Rashad White for T. Higgins and Sam Laporta. Definitely think that Tim came out better on that one, but Rashad White's been very, very good.
I was going to say, I think it was kind of a loss on T. Higgins and Amari Cooper. Like, they've been decent, but Higgins has been hurt so much this year. Rashad White and Sam Laporta. Laporta was like tight end 1, tight end 2 for the year for a long stint.
He's had 2 bad weeks in a row. That's what's brought him down quite a bit.
So, and Travis Kelce took him over weeks ago, but he's still right there with him, Andrew. Like, he was tight end 3 or 4 on the year, and he was playing fantastic. But
Well, a couple weeks ago, if I can't get Travis Kelce, the next best thing at tight end was going to be Sam Laporta.
oh, yeah,
So
I tried to trade for him at some point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame him, but I think it was a wash between Amari Cooper and Higgins, but Rachaad White and Sam Laporta are on the same level.
right. Any input whatsoever? Or are you just going to sit there and drink your Monster?
Are we sponsored by Monster?
No, we're not sponsored.
Then-
Well, we can be. Monster, get on it.
All right, what are we talking about here?
Nothing. We're talking about the next trade. Isaiah Pacheco for Chris Godwin between me and Lance.
You won.
Yeah.
I tend to agree, but I'm a little biased there.
Well, Godwin's not been Godwin this year.
Yeah,
No.
that's been really weird to watch too.
He's still really good. He's just not getting the targets.
I think he just as a NFL wide receiver is more talented than Mike Evans. Mike Evans just has size and can stand there in the end zone and fucking
Well, and I just don't think Baker looks his way
yeah.
like Brady did. Brady
Right.
loved his slot receivers.
Yeah. And then he could also, get Mike Evans his goal line touchdown fade option, whatever. So another trade between you two morons, Puka Nacua and Alexander Madison. So take it away.
I think that one was a straight up.
No.
I still won.
Yeah, Ryan won.
Spe-
Ryan for sure won. Puka?
Puka's great, but since Cooper's been back in the picture, Puka hasn't been getting nearly as many targets.
And now Cooper's,
But now Cooper's out of the picture again.
Hey,
So you came up a little bit even when Cooper Kupp came back, but then now you're back down to like, oh, this is fun.
Which when we traded, I told him, I said, I don't want Cooper. I don't want anything to do with Cooper. He is a phenomenal wide receiver. He won a Triple Crown a couple years ago, but he will get hurt again.
Yeah.
and let's also remember when you and Ben tried to peer pressure me into getting rid of Puka because you said, you don't need both of them. You'll never need both of them.
I didn't tell you Cooper Kupp specifically. I tried to make you multiple trade offers for Cooper Kupp, which just goes to show that if I wanted him, it was a bad omen. So I don't know what you're doing.
I'm just saying, man.
You don't need to listen. If I want a player, you need to get rid of him ASAP. But yeah, Alexander Madison is not living up to the talent and the opportunity he's been given.
No, he wasn't a superstar, and I knew that when I got him. But he was at least consistent, and now he's not even that. So
Well, at the beginning of the year, I knew he wasn't Dalvin Cook, but you'd think that the opportunities would, garner something.
Well, and then especially when JJ went down, but now they've got Josh Dobbs, who is a relatively good quarterback. I mean, and they still had Kirk Cousins, but they are not in a bad shape in the quarterback position enough that they need to rely on their running game.
So from my point of view, I knew he was trying to offload Cooper or Puka, and he wasn't budging on Cooper, which I didn't want Cooper anyway because I have a fear of him getting injured all the time because that's his MO. Well, that's just what he does. Alexander Madison, he had a couple good weeks, and I was going to try to sell him anyway to anybody because at the time, his start of season was rough. The teams he was matching up with, it was run defense, phenomenal. I wanted another flex wide receiver, and that's what I saw as Puka being when Cooper got back.
Right.
But I also knew when Cooper goes down again, Puka's going to win me a lot of games because there he goes 10, 12 targets.
The only thing that was unforeseen there was the Stafford bullshit that's happening, which I mean I couldn't have predicted that, but
Well, and at the same time, they have Carson Wentz. Like, he's at least I'm not saying he's a great backup, but he's going to highly target one person.
Yeah, and it's going to be every receiver on the other team.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Or every defensive man on the other team.
or Tyler Higbee because he
Yes.
loves his tight ends.
Hey, Puka's going to be fine.
Let's hope so.
Stafford's going to be
I
fine.
do want to take a little bit of a rewind here. A rewind. To your Josh Dobbs comment.
Yeah.
I think Josh Dobbs is actually not a good quarterback. I think that you could put, let's say, Carson Wentz in that spot in Minnesota's offense, and he would look like a comparable starter. There's a reason that Josh Dobbs has moved to 5 different teams or whatever in the past 2 years. It's because he's not a good quarterback. He's a smart guy. He's apparently a rocket scientist, which I didn't know that. But he's not.
Yeah, football's just his side gig.
Yeah, he should keep it that way. I don't think he's very talented. He's got legs.
He's not a superstar by any means, but he's going to get the job done.
Well, here's what's going to happen. So, obviously, I think Kirk Cousins is either going to move on or retire after the end of the season. You shake your head no?
I don't think so. I think they're going to resign him.
I don't. Well, I would hope that they don't, because
I would hope that they don't either, but I think that's an option.
I think he's going to garner too much money, and they're not. I mean, unless it's like a 1 or 2 year deal. But anyway, Josh Dobbs is going to get a starting job somewhere if he keeps doing what he's doing right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to be what's the guy from the Brock Osweiler? It's going to be that exact fucking situation. He's going to go to like who's a quarterback needy team right now? Like, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But like a shitty team, like
Giants.
Yeah, okay, perfect. The Giants. He's going to go to the fucking Giants, and they're going to name him the starter, and he's going to pull a fucking Brock Osweiler, and they're going to go like 0-6 next year. It's just not going to work out.
I think he's still better than
Carson Wentz.
No. I ain't worried about Carson Wentz. I think
He was just on the top of my head.
I think Dobbs is a better quarterback overall than Daniel Jones. So I would be okay
completely
starting.
disagree with that.
I don't. Daniel Jones is hot garbage.
He is hot garbage. The only thing that fucking Josh Dobbs has is his legs. That's it. I know he can throw the ball. Obviously, every NFL
Hey, he
quarterback
did
can
the
throw
whole
ball.
Baker Mayfield. He didn't even know the goddamn plays, learned the snap count on the sideline, and figured out how to win a game
And
versus whoever the hell that was.
I'll give him credit for that. He's very smart. He can pick it up pretty fast, but I just don't think he has the talent. That's all I'm saying. I'm calling my shot that he's going to get a starting job somewhere at some fucking dumpster fire team, pun intended, and just going to be shit next year. But
We'll see.
Yeah, I think the reason that he's gotten traded so much is because every team that's had him doesn't need someone of his caliber, so they send him off to another team where they know that they can swindle a decent trade pick for next year or something along those lines.
why would you, if you had a quarterback of quote unquote that caliber, why would you send him away?
I don't know if they knew what they had. I think he's better than a bridge quarterback.
No,
He's a bridge or slightly better.
no. He's under a bridge quarterback.
He's still better than Carson Wentz. He's still better than Daniel Jones. He's still better than half the backup quarterbacks right now starting. I would take Dobbs over.
I will concede the Carson Wentz comment, but he is not better than Daniel Jones. There's no way.
Daniel Jones is a $40 million quarterback.
You swap those two, and Daniel Jones looks like a goddamn superstar in Minnesota, while Josh Dobbs looked like fucking terrible in Giants. I guarantee you.
Well, I also think Kevin O'Connell's a phenomenal head coach, so
Well,
I think that's part of it.
that's
And they have a pretty good receiving core, decent team. They just don't have a running game.
that doesn't help my argument, so we're gonna get rid of that. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So Tim and Matt, this was another big one of the year. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown for Tua and Travis Etienne. Yeah, that's a Matt win, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I understand why Tim did it. You're at that point he was like 0-6 or something. You got to try to make something happen. But I know he regrets that one. He said it like 16 times every time I've talked to him. So
I would absolutely regret that one.
yeah.
AJ Brown has been on a fucking hot streak all year.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts is probably the most consistent player in not only the NFL but also for fantasy football.
AJ Brown had one bad week, and that was this week versus the Chiefs.
Thank you, AJ Brown.
So yeah, he had one reception for 8 yards. Like, that was unheard of for him. So
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that game, and then I just kept asking Tiff, "Am I happy or am I sad?" And she kept saying happy, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?"
I checked yours, and I was like, God damn! If they keep shutting him down and keep getting Pacheco the ball, you're not gonna lose. And I thought you were gonna lose initially. Going into the night.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I'm not even gonna watch it. There's no reason.
Wash.
I think this right here. I think that's the biggest fleece of the year.
Darnell Henderson did good for a few weeks.
But now he's a free agent again.
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson is still on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but he had a few good weeks. Hey, they fired their OC.
They did.
Hey, I'm just waiting for
You would know that if you
the
listen to my
Pickens
podcast.
regression.
I did.
I'm waiting for Pickens to start picking up because they fired their OC.
Yeah. Well,
So I'm hoping they can actually feed
Deontay Johnson.
both.
Well, let's
run routes over the damn middle of the field, and we'll be way better than we are now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think you did win that one because Deontay Johnson is a consistent receiver and he does get targets.
I don't think Darrell Henderson was ever starting. I don't know if he ever started him or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember why we did that trade, but
You won in the
I
end.
know I picked up Darrell Henderson off of waivers, and Ben really needed him for something, and I just sent it, and he accepted it, and I didn't look back.
Oh yeah, you won that one.
So this one, Jacoby Myers and David Montgomery on my team, and Kim got Terry McLaurin and Joe Mixon.
I'm gonna say you won just because David Montgomery. And now I know he got hurt right after you, or he was still injured when you got him. I think.
Right.
So, but I still think when he comes back, he's gonna be splitting time.
He's already back.
Well,
Yeah.
he's still splitting time with Jahmyr Gibbs. They're both gonna get decent work. Joe Mixon, like you said, he's coming up right now because Burrow's out, and Terry McLaurin's
like boom bust,
yeah. He's super
and that's because of their
inconsistent.
offense. It's not because of his talent.
Which is funny because Sam Howell's like the QB4 on the year. Which
I was gonna look at those numbers. Like, I don't understand how Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin kind of have not been good for fantasy, but yet Sam Howell's the QB4 on the year. Who the fuck's he passing it to?
Logan Thomas. That's why I keep picking him up when I need a streaming tight end.
Okay.
And Curtis Samuel.
Oh, okay. I've not seen a single Commanders game this year.
Well,
so.
because Jahan Dotson kept getting shifted outside, and they're throwing to their tight end and their slot.
Oh.
So when Samuel was out, Dotson would go inside.
Gotcha. I think this is the trade that it'll be a little bit more clear at the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Darren Waller for Jake Ferguson. I don't know why she did this, but thank you, babe. Granted, at the time, Darren Waller was not on IR, but made out like a game buster on that one. Yeah, on that one. That's 2 dodge bullets that I've had yet. My entire rest of my team was a bullet that I drafted on purpose.
So glad I never let you trade me Darren Waller.
Yeah. Anyway, DK Metcalf for Tony Pollard.
Thank you.
As predicted, Tony Pollard is now on the uprise here, and it only took him
one game.
Yeah, one game, and being off of my team to realize his potential. Fuck you, Tony Pollard. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck Jerry Jones. I hate the Cowboys now, and I will never draft Tony Pollard ever again.
And let's be honest, you save me right now because Aaron Jones is out for this game, got hurt.
I know.
So I was like, I had DK Metcalf trade away regret for a little bit, and then I was like, hey, Tony Pollard had a good week. Let's see how it keeps rolling. And then Aaron Jones got hurt. It's like, perfect trade. I still have Tony Pollard.
Yep.
So.
And pretty sure he has a good matchup this week too. So.
He plays.
I think they play on Thanksgiving.
They play Thanksgiving and they play, I think, Washington.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So.
It's going to be another repeat of last week.
Absolutely.
So you're fucking welcome.
I appreciate your trade.
It's not like I could. If I would have not traded him to you, he'd be doing shit right now. So there's whatever. I got DK Metcalf out of it. Cool.
Yep. I still think at the end of the year it'll be be wait and see.
When you look at the stats, it'll look terrible because I ate all those fucking 1-2 point weeks or whatever for you. But you're welcome. And then last but not least, Christian Kirk for Tua. I have talked to Tim about this extensively. I think Kim bent him over a fucking barrel on that trade.
I agree.
The Jaguars' offense is a different wide receiver every single fucking week. And I guess now is the Calvin Ridley show again. This is, I think, 2 weeks and 31 points each or something like that.
He had like 35 points last week.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, you
I,
got
I
your
would
ass
know.
kicked
I would know
by-
because I got my ass kicked because of it. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay,
He
yeah.
played Calvin Ridley.
I
So
played Becker, so yeah.
no, I think Tim should have never traded away a good quarterback
Well,
because
he's
now-
got space tops.
Yeah, now well he's in quarterback purgatory right now
Yeah.
because he has to start just whoever's on the waivers for that week instead of plug and play.
Yeah, I mean, I get he's screaming that right now. He was trying to win a week or whatever. I get it, but anyway, all right. Let's go into John's favorite part. Last week,
Okay.
we'll start with me and Matt.
That was a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, I cannot believe that I got away with this, but I'm happy about it. I started the wrong quarterback. I had three
Either of
options. Yeah, I had three options, and I chose wrong. Apparently, going back, if I knew nothing and went back again, I'd make that same decision all over again to not play Jalen Warren because of the Cleveland defense.
Absolutely.
But 23 points hurts when I've got a 3 and a 6. Well, granted 6, but anyway.
I wouldn't have started him either.
No,
So Jalen Warren was a kind of a shit luck
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I wouldn't have done it regardless. But no awesome performances. But luckily, Matt didn't have a whole lot either, other than George Kittle apparently putting up 2 to 3 weeks in a row, I think now. But I got saved by AJ Brown, Tyler Boyd, and to a smaller extent, fucking Raheem Mostert, because I thought Raheem Mostert was going to have a monster game. But 10 points, if that's all, okay, perfect.
Yep.
And the Colts for being on bye.
Yeah.
So that's who I will be sending my thank you notes to. Let's go. I fucking hate you. He just did this on the goddamn. All right, Becker absolutely smashed the shithole of a person and a team.
Love you too.
Yeah. So talk about how badly you suck at football. Football.
You should share your team name first.
They see it. It's right. They see it fucking right there.
I didn't know you were such a diehard Belichick fan.
I want you to get the fuck out of my house.
Do you want me to get out of your house, or do you want me to explain how fucking Becker bent me over a barrel?
Explain how Becker bent you over a barrel and then get out of my house.
Okay. So, what, Thursday?
In great detail.
Oh, okay. So, Thursday night, we had our... What are you doing?
Bench players.
Oh, okay. So, Thursday night, Becker... trying to remember...
Yeah, it won't show who played on Thursday.
Yeah.
It was Keaton Mitchell.
I think it was Keaton Mitchell, and he had somebody else.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase obviously did good. Keaton Mitchell in the very beginning was like -2 points. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy crap, if I win, it's going to be because of this fuckery. Mm-hmm. All right, so when I saw that Jamar Chase only put up 9 points and that Keaton Mitchell only put up 5 points, I was like, okay, this might work out in my favor. Until Sunday hit, when only 2 players on my entire fucking team decided to jump into double digits, and everybody else decided to fucking shit the bed.
One of them was Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, yeah. Honestly, anybody that I expected not to get double digits, it was Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Especially since he lost me the game the previous week on that drop touchdown pass.
Thank you, Jerry Jeudy.
So...
you got kind of unlucky. Kenneth Walker got hurt, right? In mid-game, right?
Yeah, he's doubtful this week, so...
Well, I didn't know if it happened mid-game or kind of like after.
No, it was mid-game.
I know Cooper's was a little early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of got fucked over on that, and then,
Which, Cooper's questionable this week. Kenneth is doubtful this week. Which means if you...
Your whole damn team is doubtful.
Yeah, well...
Patrick Mahomes will play.
Yeah, well, your mom still loves me. So,
I have no retort. Just this 31 from Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Calvin really could suck my dick.
Yeah. And then Hopkins, like, I thought Hopkins was completely washed coming into this fucking year. And then he puts up, like, 3 weeks in a row of, like, 5 points. And I'm like, yeah, I'm right. And then he puts up a couple decent.
Well, the 3 touchdown game when
Yeah.
Levis went in, that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
And let's also look at the quarterback situation here. I never would have expected that Dak Prescott would have been right on Patrick Mahomes' heels in a heads up on a weekly play.
No,
Well,
neither would I.
And he shouldn't be if they'd actually catch Patrick Mahomes' passes. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And he also shouldn't be if they would have gave Tony Pollard the fucking ball any time before now. Okay.
Tony Pollard still had 18 points.
Yeah, well, that was last week before all that. I believe this one came down
That one was
pretty close, yeah. Obviously didn't watch Monday, so didn't really, watch what happened or whatever with the Monday night game, but with the Eagles, since that's, half her team. But with Joe Burrow going down early, I was like, okay, she lost. But Mixon had a good game. Amon-Ra is probably the most consistent wide receiver in fantasy football, for sure. Swift had a good game. Saquon with 30. I'm just now seeing that for the first time. That helps.
Playing Washington.
Yeah. Ben got some unlucky things going his way. Mark Andrews out for the season. That happened on the first Ravens drive?
It happened real early in the game.
I literally watched it happen, then came in here and did the podcast. Which, again, you would have thought that he fucking, split his spleen in half the way he was on the ground. But anyway.
And then Brown.
Yeah, Hollywood did he get hurt or did he just suck?
Well, I figured he'd be heavily targeted.
That's what I thought too.
But which I know he picked up Kyler for that reason. Like
right.
the pairing would have been great, but he's just not targeted Hollywood at all this year.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's. I guess he's Trey McBride, but McCaffrey's amazing as always. And Devontae Adams coming back.
Yeah.
What's his name again? The rookie quarterback.
Oh,
Raiders. Think, Ryan. Think.
Shit. I'll think of it here in a minute.
Is it Aiden something?
Aiden O'Connell?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something O'Connell, yeah. Seems to be targeting the one and only Devontae Adams and not Jacoby Myers, so.
I'd say Jacoby Myers is done for the year.
Yeah.
Being relevant anyway.
Yeah. If he's not already, I don't remember if I've dropped him or not, but if not, the first available need I have, he's going on the waiver wire, so you guys can plan accordingly to pass him up. So this one's yours. You and Tim. You are putting him one step closer to being out of the playoffs. I think there's still technically a way for him to be in the playoffs, but a lot of things have to go right.
Yeah, he said he's still mathematically in it, which
Yeah.
I don't know how he's mathematically in it. I don't need somebody to explain it to him.
Yeah.
I'm worried about me, not Tim.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. CJ Stroud, that was his first multiple interception game. So that concerned me when that happened. But I was like, hey, I'm still rolling with him the rest of the year. Not a big deal. Puka had a great week since Cooper went out. It's great.
Yay.
Lamb does Lamb things. So I'm never really worried about him anymore. Aaron Jones gets hurt, first couple drives. Pollard, your favorite player,
Yeah.
had a great game, which I figured he would because he was playing Carolina. So that's also why I wanted to do the trade with you.
Yeah.
Kelsey, he had a decent day. Saved by a touchdown. But, I don't know, it was, and then Jaden Reed, which,
He's not playing this week, I don't believe. He is?
I might fire him up for tomorrow. I haven't completely decided
Is he
yet.
not the one that got hurt?
He hurt his chest, but he's still, as far as I know right now, he's on pace to play. He's in my lineup right now.
Oh, okay. Listed as full participant. I thought I read something that he was complaining about the chest
pain
thing.
or
yeah,
something.
And then he didn't practice, so.
Well, and the only reason I'm considering firing him up because Aaron Jones is out this week. So he gets running game work, he gets passing game work.
We can fire him up over Bijan.
Bijan's a running back.
Oh.
Reed is a wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You just said rushing, so that got me on that, but anyway.
Hey, and then Washington's defense put up 10 points versus the Giants.
Which I think that's probably the one and only time you can play Washington's defense.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody that's playing the Giants, they need to pick up the opposing defense. Like, that's just common sense right now.
It's kind of like, normally it would be the offense versus the Washington defense, but that was like the fucking trickery where you just happened to...
Well, and I had the Saints on bye, and I was like, I need somebody to stream. Anybody versus the Giants is where I wanted to go.
Right.
So...
With Tim's team, Christian Kirk showing why you don't trade him for Tua. Sam Laporta, bad week. Travis Etienne, bad week. Austin Eckler, really bad week for Austin Eckler.
Mm-hmm.
Dobbs did all right. Ayuk and Tank Dell, amazing weeks.
Yeah, though they scared me for a little bit.
And then I know he was talking shit about James Cook being relevant once he finally benches him, but I think it was just because it was against the Jets, and you can run on them more than you can throw on them. So
yeah,
but
we'll see going forward how good James Cook is going to be the rest of the year.
Yeah. And then Tiffany and Lance, I know that she was like freaking the fuck out because it was down to the wire. There's a lot of close matchups this week. HAN got hurt like damn near immediately. She is still not happy about that.
She should drop him.
Yeah. She's not going to drop him. But
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Because who fucking knows with him. But Sutton, Lockett, Kincaid, all kind of just meh.
And Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert did all right. And Tyreek Hill was obviously Tyreek Hill. For Lance, Josh Allen did really well. Jahmyr Gibbs and Rashad White. Rashad White is one of those. He's the exact opposite of Alexander Madison. Well, okay, not the exact opposite.
I think they're the same, just different offenses.
Well, but his opportunity is working with fantasy points, whereas Madison's is not. And they're both not very talented, in my opinion.
I still think White has a better offensive line, which is... But he also gets a lot of passing game work, which saves him.
Right.
Like, Madison doesn't get the passing game.
That has to be it, then, because they're like the same player to me, just different teams.
And Baker utilizes him out of the backfield. Madison does not get those touches.
Yeah. Nope. Garrett Wilson, not even a full point. That sucks. Obviously, we spoke about Godwin earlier. Amari Cooper, he's kind of shit without the rapist throwing him the ball. So, I don't even know. Dorian Thompson-Robinson or whatever the fuck his name is.
DTR, baby.
He's not very good.
Rest of the year or Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco is probably going to be not this week, but next week.
I'd say next week he'll take it.
So I don't know if there's really any super.
You can contribute.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys are like having a.
Fucking come on in,
dude. I just kind of barge in.
I'm the host. I gotta say stuff.
I know you do.
Fucking barge in. Speak up. You got use your big boy voice.
I can write down some for you to say.
Yeah, is it because is it because I didn't write down a full paragraph? Is that why?
I can wipe my own ass.
Good
job.
I'll text you my thoughts.
Okay. So you got Kansas City's defense, who I don't remember why the fuck they were on waivers.
Ben picked them up last week when they were on their bye, and then he dropped them. So they'd been sitting out there for a whole week, and I wanted to, New Orleans wasn't a bad defense.
Yeah.
I was happy riding with them rest of the year. But Kansas City's better.
Well, I sat there and I saw it, and I was like, Kansas City? Why the fuck were they on waivers? That was an oversight on my... I would have spent up on that too, but I didn't even fucking know they were there. So, oversight on everybody but Ryan. Good job.
Well, there was 6 bids on it. There was a ton of bids on it.
Oh, god damn it. I hate when it does this.
Yeah, there was a ton of bids. Okay. Everybody.
So, everybody but you bid.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Lance tried to spend money on it. God damn it. I just nowhere to be found.
It's a cold day in hell when Lance spends money.
I was just I know I've got to spend up if I want them.
Yeah.
And I wanted them, which $6 for a defense is spending up.
Right.
But
I mean, at this point of the year, that's what the remaining money's for. That's why I was talking earlier about, having some money. That way I don't have to do the $0 bullshit and not get who I want and have to put in fucking 12, transactions to finally get somebody.
Yeah, but some of us didn't accidentally drop $30 on Josh Downs.
Well, and he also didn't bid on that defense, so you're not the only one that didn't put it.
Yeah. Well, you talking shit about me. He didn't do it either.
Everybody else in the league but you two.
Who's your defense?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you should have bet on him too. But anyway, okay.
New Orleans is out there if you need a defense.
Yeah. I got Miami. I don't know who Pittsburgh plays, but Miami's all right for this week, I think. So,
Kansas City's only real threat the rest of the year is Buffalo.
Yeah, I know. You also got Rico Dowdle, for obvious reasons, and Rashid Shaheed, whose name I'm surprised I just said correctly. Lance also tried to spend money on Rashid Shaheed, so...
Didn't you already have Shaheed on your roster once this year?
Like week 2 or 3.
I'm pretty sure.
He's been a whore this year, too.
Yeah.
He's been in and out of every... Because he'll have his boom weeks, and then he gets picked up a week or 2 after, then he gets dropped.
Yeah.
But I wanted him earlier in the year because of what just happened. I didn't think Michael Thomas was going to last this long.
I didn't either.
So, he lasted this long, then now Rashid Shaheed's going to be a good player because he's going to get more targets because Michael Thomas... He had a boomer bust. He had targets anyway. So, I think he's going to do fine.
Those were all the fab bids.
Kate Davis.
Ty Chandler got picked up. They're seeing Darrell Henderson gets dropped. He dropped Stafford. She picked up Logan Thomas, who we talked about a minute ago. She picked up Tutu.
I think those are both good pickups.
I don't know about the Tutu, but
Well,
that one's good.
Tutu's a good pickup because
Once Cooper goes out.
Tutu
was targeted a lot last week after Cooper went out, but it was all pass interference is what they got called back on.
Okay.
So he did get heavily targeted after Cooper went out last week.
Well, and so you've got Cooper who was out last week and is questionable to go in this week. Cooper. Puka is also questionable, I think, this week.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder thing, but he's going to play.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tutu's going to get a lot of targets this week, I have a feeling. So, especially because Stafford, no.
They got Kyron back, though, too. So.
Yeah. Which, in the other league I'm in, I'm hoping that works out. Can we just take an immature moment to Tutu, Puka, and Cup? The names on those receivers in LA. Okay, moving on. I guess I'm by myself. Everybody looks at me like I'm dumb. Okay.
Tutu, Puka in the cup.
I mean...
I figured you'd fucking help me here, but...
I'm just saying, like...
All right.
2 girlies, 1 cup.
Yeah.
Too far.
AJ Dillon for $1. I'm pretty sure he got ruled out today, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so great pickup, Matt.
That wasn't Matt, that was Lance.
Oh, that was
I think
You apologize to Lance.
I thought he was still
He's a
questionable
nice
for this
fella.
week. I thought
sorry.
Dillon was still questionable for the week. I thought he was still playing.
AJ Dillon, maybe it was Aaron Jones. That I
Aaron
saw.
Jones has got out.
Yeah,
he's on my IR already.
That was my alert. Then okay, so maybe AJ Dillon's gonna play. Never mind. New England, we talked about that one. Romeo Dobbs gets picked up for $18. What the? Did he have a good week last week?
42% of his PPR points are touchdowns this year. I was watching the fantasy footballers just a little bit ago, and that 42% of his PPR points are touchdowns. That's going to regress.
Okay.
So
I just now saw that.
I didn't think he had a
$18.
good week last week, did he?
And he's like 5 for 6 is what it said. I don't see. I don't remember the yardage. 53 yards. He had a touchdown.
Okay. No.
That probably helped a little bit, but
Yeah.
okay. There you go, Kim. Moving on.
Spend that money.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna stop putting baby in the corner. You can contribute here.
Okay.
We're gonna do the picks for the week, and I'm not gonna say a word on this one. I'm gonna let you guys handle it.
Well, your starting quarterback's already better.
Yeah.
If I put him in, he's gonna fucking put up like 10 points. If I put him on the bench, he's gonna put up 30.
I don't know. You've got Amon-Ra in a Thanksgiving Day game. I think that I don't know what.
I'm hoping they run on Green Bay, but they're not going to.
Yeah, but I think isn't that like one of those LeBron stats of the game? Like, isn't Detroit's a little bit more on the throw heavy? I think on Thanksgiving than they are on the run.
See, I don't think Tua's going to have a good week because he's playing the Jets. Jets pass defense, still very sturdy. You can run on them a little bit better. Amon-Ra is going to have a good day. Smith, he just had his big week, so he's going to kind of regress from this week. Swift, he'll still put up 10, 15, 20 points. Mm-hmm. That's just what he does. Barkley
against New England's like the question.
He's... What's Bill Belichick known for? He takes your only weapon away. Barkley's the only weapon they have. I'd say 3 points.
I think Belichick has other problems going on right now, though, where he might be a little distracted.
I still don't see Saquon ever having another 30-point game the rest of the year. Schultz will have a good day because Jackson.
I don't know, man. If Saquon can get healthy before the year's out, he'll have another really good.
He does have a rough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I guess we could just click on it and look.
I like your team this week.
Let's see. Oh, it's not going to... Where do I... Does this not... I fucking hate this stupid...
I don't know. That's why I like it on the phone.
Yeah, it's so much better on the phone. Can I see... Nope.
Is that Kim's team?
Yeah.
So Barkley, rest of year... I'm not on your internet, so it's a lot slower. Game log for the...
You broke my action figure.
So, Barkley rest of
Turbo,
year.
man.
He has New England this week, then a bye week. Green Bay, New Orleans, Philadelphia, Los Angeles Rams. So, his playoff schedule is atrocious.
Yeah, that's rough.
So, I don't think Barkley's going to be good rest of the year. I think you come out ahead because I like your team a little bit more this week.
There's one thing I'm thinking of maybe doing to fuck it all up, and that would be to put in Zay Flowers for Nico Collins. Like, just switch them.
I don't think so. I think you're riding a hot streak with CJ Stroud. I think you leave Nico Collins in. I mean, that's just me. I obviously have no fucking leg to stand on because I'm in last place. But
here's my one argument: the 1 week, week one, when Baltimore didn't have Mark Andrews.
That's exactly why I thought about doing it.
That's my only argument for it because he got 9, 10 targets and he had...
And he had a halfway relevant game last week after Mark Andrews went down.
I think... I don't think you could go wrong because DJ Moore... As long as DJ Moore has Justin Fields, he'll be fine. Chris Olave... He'll be fine.
If Derek Carr's back, I feel very uneasy about that. If it's Jameis, fucking go for it. Because Jameis is going to throw 16 interceptions, but he's also going to throw 16 touchdowns in the same game. So it is what it is.
I don't think you can go wrong.
I think she's going to win because I think I'm going to find a way to fuck this up. But
I like your team and the matchups on your team better, considering Saquon's not going to have a relevant game. Tua's going to have a hard time throwing.
I also like that Miami versus the Jets. Yeah. Zach Wilson, I just don't think he's going to be able to compete with that.
He's definitely not because he got benched.
Who
was it?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know who he got benched
It's
for.
the Packers' old backup. It's Aaron Rodgers' old backup from Green Bay is who it is. It's... Swear. Not Jordan Love backup.
I was going to
say, the other guy.
What was that perennial backup for Green Bay for years that ended up getting a big contract? Why is the name CJ Beathard coming to my fucking... That's not even fucking close.
Mm-hmm. You just making shit up.
I guess. It's late. I've been up since 5.
Well, we were right. Aiden O'Connell was the Las Vegas guy's name.
Well, got that one right.
Filtered by QB.
This is a professional show.
It really is.
It is.
I forget who is taking his spot right now, though.
Well, in the meantime, we'll move on.
This podcast sponsored by this black pen.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle is the Jets starter this week.
So
Can't be worse than Zach Wilson.
yeah, that's true. I will definitely pick Josh Dobbs over Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is terrible. You guys,
I like you.
I'll do it. It's gonna bite me in the ass, but I'll do it. Becker or Tim? It's the first time I'm looking at it too, so there will be a little bit of silence. Unless John farts.
So Chase is going to have regression on Becker's team. Slightly with Browning.
Yeah.
Prescott's going to eat versus Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Jacobs is going to have a hard time running versus Kansas City, though.
Yeah, and as far as Tim goes, ETN, I don't know.
You can run on Houston.
Houston's been better in the last couple weeks, though.
Oh, they've been better, but you can still run on them. Their team is better here lately.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think really what this boils down to in my mind is it Ridley or is it Kirk? Because I think everything else is pretty much damn near even. I mean, obviously, Becker has the better quarterback, but I think that, Eckler's better than Jake. Just flip-flop back and forth. That's the one where I'm like, if it goes this way, it's for Becker. If it goes this way, it's for Tim.
Well, when you look at it that way, if you're looking at Ridley versus Trevor Lawrence, you're gonna share points there. But I mean, if it's going to Kirk, then obviously Tim's gonna hog up all the points. So
right,
if for obvious reasons Becker needs Ridley to fucking produce. If not, it's gonna be the Jacksonville show, and that matchup. I think it's gonna eat him alive.
Yeah. So who are you guys picking?
I think I'm gonna go with Tim on this one.
I'm Becker.
I'll be the tiebreaker. I'm going to go with Tim. To not be out of the playoffs. All right. Ryan versus Lance. Yeah, that Reed and Douglas thing doesn't look too hot, but then again, you look at Puka and Lamb, and it's like, okay, that's pretty nice. I have my selection. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. I'm going to say Ryan.
I am too. I don't like a lot of Lance's matchups is the main reason. Godwin's been not himself.
Yeah, he's not the Chris Godwin that we saw last year.
Garrett Wilson with Mr. Boyle is not not great. I do think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be all right.
Yeah.
AJ Dillon's he's a big question mark.
Yep.
I also like Ryan's matchup, Kansas City with Las Vegas. I think that's a good matchup, and that's going to work out in his favor.
Yep. Obviously he's also got CeeDee Lamb, and yeah.
I was trying to not talk about the obvious, but
I got to throw it out there, and he's got the good juju of Tony Pollard. So
yeah,
I'm gonna pick Ryan.
First, a good matchup.
Yeah. So let's go. Okay, I like that name a lot better. Matt versus Poopy McPooperson.
I'm surprised Yahoo actually let me put that in there.
There's so many stupid things that it won't let you do, but then just easy shit. They're like, okay, whatever. Who you guys got? I'm going with Poopy. Kidding.
I think if you hit 100 points, I'm going to be proud.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I think you're in for a rough week.
I don't know. I think
if some of these people play, like if Walker plays or Cooper Kupp plays, I think you'll definitely hit 100 points.
Walker's doubtful. Cooper's a big question mark.
Which if Walker played, they play San Francisco.
Yeah.
So,
give the guy something, Ryan. Come on.
I did. I gave him Madison.
I think George Kittle's going to throw up another big game for who knows why. I don't know.
Every
but-
time I say he's not going to, he does. So I'm not going to say a fucking thing.
So I see that you've already made your pick. You think Matt's going to win.
Well, yeah. Do you think Matt's going to win?
I have to have faith in myself.
I mean, here,
That's ill-advised.
I think Matt could win without playing every slot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think A.J. Brown's going to have another 1 reception, 8-yard game versus whoever the hell they're playing. I don't care who they're playing. I think Hurts and A.J. Brown are going to murder you.
And he's got his Colts back, and Colts versus Tampa is probably going to be a higher scoring game than most people would think.
Yeah, and unfortunately with Uncle Rico, me putting Josh Downs in is not gonna work out in my favor because he doesn't favor the slot.
Honestly, I'd trust Josh Downs more than I trust Christian Watson. So
Yeah, same.
Well, I mean, I've got Downs in there, so.
Who you have anybody? You got Jerry Jeudy.
No, fuck that
versus
guy.
Cleveland.
No,
Throw Jerry Jeudy in there.
no, fucking put that motherfucker in a rocket and shoot his ass into the sun.
All right. Last but not least, we got Tiffany and Ben. So he's got Kyron in there. He's benching Kyler Murray and Hollywood Brown.
Good call.
Yeah. So I
also like the Brock Purdy matchup versus Seattle. I think that's going to be a fucking hot damn.
Dallas defense versus Washington with how much Sam Howell passes, they're going to score like 30 this week.
Yeah.
Just guarantee it.
Although, I mean, he needs to do something with Kyron Williams.
No, he's coming off. He's already designated to come off IR Sunday.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's coming. They dropped Henderson, so that's more of a sign of I think Kyron's going to play.
Okay.
Is he back to full form yet? Probably not. But
Give it a week.
Even with that, I still think that Ben wins this one. Obviously, I say it every goddamn week. Which, granted, the last 2 weeks has been wrong. Diggs has been terrible the past 2 weeks for.
Yeah, but Buffalo's getting some much needed changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's probably going to be on the downside for Buffalo
They play.
until next year. But I mean, you never know. Somebody needs to sit Stephon down and just say, "Hey, man, look, we know that you want, we know you want the targets, but it can't just be the Stephon show." So
Somebody's got to bend him over his knee and give him a good old spanking.
just a big old paddling.
Isn't that what Dalton Kincaid's doing right now, taking his targets?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't know. There's some. I think Tyreek Hill's matchup proof. So playing the Jets doesn't scare me too much, but I don't think anybody else on that Miami team's gonna eat.
Mm-hmm.
Kincaid and Stephon Diggs.
It's Philly. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a decent matchup for passing. So I still think Ben's gonna win. I like his team. I don't like the Drake London play.
No, and I think Brees Hall's going to get a lot of work. So
The Drake London plays my only thing.
I mean, I personally would throw Hollywood in there instead of Drake London, but he's probably a little burnt from last week.
yeah.
Or I think it's been the last 2 weeks for Hollywood.
Well, out of anything New Orleans does good, it's play outside receivers, and that's all Drake London is.
Yeah.
So I think Ben's going to easily win that one. But
Yeah. I mean, she's got to start up. Henry hasn't been, this is his last year of relevance, and obviously the A-Chain thing hurts her, and she has nobody else to really throw in there.
Yeah.
Because Tutu cannot play running back. So, all right, fellas, the moment Poopy McPooperson has been waiting for. The power rankings.
Yeah. Poopy McPooperson, hard 10.
Hard 10. You are a 10.
Yeah. I wish my wife felt that way.
Oh, God. Okay. What?
oh no, I can't move him anywhere out of 10. I mean, he's
5 in a row, bud. That feels bad.
hey.
It is what it is. I've pretty much written the season off.
I've won. Hey, I was at 5 in a row and I won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel it.
I can laugh at it because it happened to me last year.
Yeah,
So
no, it's fine. I mean, does it suck? Yeah, but is it the end of the world? No.
happens to everybody. at least once.
I mean, I considered trading off what few good players I have left just so that everybody else can make the season interesting. But then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, no, I'm going to go down with the ship. So
I appreciate you not doing that. I hate when people do that because
Yeah.
this is not a dynasty. If it was a dynasty, it's totally different.
yeah,
You know, you got draft picks and stuff, but there's no reason to sell off just to, you know.
yeah, no. I'm going down with the ship.
I only tried to talk him out of one player. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah, he was like, what would it take to get Mahomes? And I'm like, I don't think you can afford him.
It's the only one I wanted out of this whole team.
And not only that, I think I had my one big trade with Becker at the very beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and then I think everybody else has been
Yeah, I know. You two butt buddies over there.
this
but
guy.
You won't talk to anybody else but each other.
No, I talk to people.
Yeah, I
And-
know. And I try to get the shithole that is
Now,
Cooper
let's be
Cup
also-
from you, and you're
let's be
like,
also-
no.
Communication is a two-way street. He has been the one to initiate 9 out of 10 times. Yeah.
I've initiated with you every goddamn time.
Let's say I think it also comes back to and it's being honest when we communicate, not I can't do this because of, or that's not a fair offer because of, like, and that's not for anybody in this room. I'm just saying overall, like, just because somebody doesn't like your trade, that doesn't mean we can't come back with another one. Like that's what I've noticed
Right.
so far trying to trade with other people
Yeah.
is
Which I know we all.
I'm not trying to sell anybody a fucking, oceanfront property in Arizona here.
Yeah, I'm the salesman, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
But
are you?
No.
I feel
No.
like I'm the
Yeah,
sales.
he called me the salesman. I'm not the fucking salesman. I'm terrible.
Yeah, but I love you.
Yeah.
So number 9.
Who
do you got?
I got Tim right where he's
Yeah.
at.
I like Tim's team though.
I do too.
I really like Tim's team. I just think he's in such a deficit now. I don't think it matters.
It's to that point where everybody else's team is starting to like come up and down, and everything even out. And Tim's is like, okay, yeah, he's got good pieces, but he's got holes. And with the record combined, you can't really.
There's no way to go up or down now. He's got to win out and other things to happen for him to have a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was too little too late on his part.
Tim, I think you and I are in the same boat in that we both have to go undefeated basically to make the playoffs at this point, and I just don't see that happening.
That's one poopy boat.
Well, at least Tim's points for are way better than your points for.
Yeah. Hell,
Yeah.
me and you got almost the same goddamn points for, and I'm up there at 3, and I got super lucky. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep talking. Karma will come back and bite you in the fucking ass.
Who you guys got at 8? Because I know who I got at 8.
I feel like you have yourself at 8.
Yeah, goddamn right I have myself
Because
at 8.
that's where I have you. And it's not that I don't like your roster.
Yeah, it's just that they're not got the firepower that everybody else has. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of other people ahead of you that if our boom weeks, are your like boom plus weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you need everybody to overperform on your team when one or two people on most other teams.
Well, I think it was last week, or was it? Yeah. Okay, so 124. That was a damn good week for me from what I've been having. I would have beat both of them. Loss, close, loss.
Yeah.
Really close. And these were down weeks for half of you
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, you and I were pretty close last week too, and we both had decent
Oh, you mean
decent
this?
scores. No,
No, the week before.
prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both had decent scores. So I mean, yeah,
Right, but we would have. That was the week I was thinking of. We would have lost to every other team in the league. I
Yeah.
would have easily.
Yeah.
But I just got lucky, and
yeah.
So I mean,
Well, I mean, it's all matchup based anyway. Like, and
Well,
it's
that-
all who our players are matched up with. Like the one down week I had, I scored barely 100 points versus Ben, and that was his Christian McCaffrey 50 fucking points game.
right.
Yeah.
So
I'll also say and I may just be saying this to say it, I don't know, but I feel like this has been one of the wildest years for fantasy football in like the last 3 or 4 years.
There's just so many goddamn injuries.
There's so many injuries. There's so many hot and cold streaks.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, you could almost write who was going to win before anybody ever played because you pretty much knew who was going to do what. I just feel like there's so many wild cards this year that it's been a very interesting season to play fantasy football.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree. You're at 8.
You got me at 8 too. Anybody you think that's worse than my team that's left?
I don't know. I think it's a toss-up between you and Tiffany. She's had some really good players, some very unfortunate situations. I'd say it's really and truthfully, I wouldn't even say there's a number 8. I'd say there's 2 number 7s, and that's you and Tiffany. I think you're both tied for 7. If you're gonna look at points, then obviously you. But I think Tiffany's just had a lot of bad luck. She's had some good players.
That's why I put her over me, is because she's had the bad luck, whereas
Yeah.
I've had good luck.
Yeah, but when you're looking at power rankings, you also have to look at the long run. So, I mean,
I
I still like her better than the long run.
I like Tiffany's team better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs and Kincaid can outscore most of his team by themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
all right, that one hurts.
It's not. You don't.
It doesn't.
You've had
it
shit
doesn't
luck,
feel good
though.
to hear it out loud.
But I do have Tiffany at 7.
Okay.
I think that's where I kind of slot her in.
I do as well.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I don't like a lot of pieces on her team. It's the lack of running back pieces she
Yeah.
has is what's going to murder her at the end of the year.
Yeah.
She was relying on Derrick Henry being one last season of the Henry of old, and it's not working.
No.
So it's just
And I think if earlier in the year, when we still had trades open, she could have really cashed in on Tyreek. And I know that would suck to get rid of a Tyreek Hill, but get rid of a Tyreek and get a 1 and 2 running back 1 and 2 to actually play with a decent receiver.
she was trying to. I told her not to, but she was trying to. I know now since it's over, but her and Ben were talking about McCaffrey and Tyreek straight up. Now, I haven't talked to Ben really. I don't know how close that was to happening, but it was literally the night of the trade deadline. Me and her are laying in bed, and she's like, well, I guess me and Ben aren't going to take this trade. I was like, okay. So,
That would have helped her team a lot.
yeah. So, I mean, I think that's what she was trying to do. I personally wouldn't have done it. I probably would have tried to move on from somebody else. Because like you said earlier, I think Tyreek's matchup proof. So
I would have moved on from Diggs, but I know she's a Diggs lover.
Well,
I would have traded him, got a decent running back, and maybe another decent receiver to slot in. But she would never do that. I wouldn't have traded Tyreek, but you could get so much for him.
yeah,
And Christian McCaffrey's great, but one running back's not going to save your season.
right.
That just I've got lucky on my waiver wires this year. Demario Douglas is a decent pickup. Rasheed Rice is a decent pickup. I've got lucky on certain waiver pickups.
It's always those no names that that work out and end up winning you the league. Which I will mention this though, from Tiffany up, everybody's within 2 games of being at the fucking top of this leaderboard, basically. Other than, Ben's got whatever, but you win 2 and people up here lose 2. You guys are right there at the top. So 1 through 8 here is definitely fighting for a playoff spot. This is what it would be if it ended right now, which granted, I think this is week 12, so we have 3 more weeks after this.
Yep.
So nobody's out of it yet, technically.
I'm out of it.
No, according to Tim, you're not mathematically eliminated either.
You just need a lot of bad shit to happen to everybody else.
Yeah. You need like a lottery ticket of bad shit for everybody and non-poopy stuff for you.
And you need Cooper and your actual decent players to come back.
Yeah.
So Tiffany's at 7. Who you got at 6? It gets hard from here.
This is
awful.
I kind of put Tiffany in the same tier of people, but she's obviously at the bottom of it. So I can't decide between Lance and Becker. I have you right above that, but we're not there yet. You're within that same conversation, but you're above both of those. So it's between Becker and Lance for me.
For me, it's Lance. And the only reason it's Lance
that's kind of how I lean too. But go ahead.
The only reason it's Lance is because Becker's getting ready to get Justin Jefferson back. I don't know how great he's going to be with Dobbs throwing to him.
Right.
I think Dobbs is going to make him good enough. It's still just like the whole Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase thing. Without Burrow, what is Chase? We're getting ready to find out. I still think Justin Jefferson is going to be relevant enough to help boost his team. So if he gets him back here in the next couple weeks, which I don't see him coming back this week.
Yeah.
He'll come back after their bye week. But right now I'm leaning towards Lance, then Becker.
See, I lean Lance because his players are kind of not performing up to what they could and were. So that's why I've got Lance there. What do you got?
No, I agree with both of you. I think Lance, his players just aren't where they were 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They popped at the wrong point.
Yeah. They did. I mean, I feel like he's fizzing out right now. That's not to say that he can't gain some more momentum because, like we said, all it takes is 2 or 3 games and somebody's back on top, except for me and Tim. So,
He does not have tears in his eyes right now, but it feels like it.
It does.
It does. Maybe I can make myself sound like I'm choking up or something.
Use your best acting skills here.
Anyways, no, I think Becker's probably edging out on that. Although I think I go Lance, Kim, and then Becker.
See, Lance, Becker, then Kim for me. Because I forgot when I said that you're above, but I would also put you above Kim at the moment. So you and Kim are kind of...
Me and Kim could be interchanged.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Completely...
You're talking about both of them for, 3 and 4?
So where are we at? So she's there. I had Lance, Becker, Kim.
No, I think Becker edges out over Kim. I mean, again, with that whole JJ play coming back and...
Sorry, you would be at 3 because
I was like, wait, our numbers are wrong.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Well, it's because we threw...
Yeah.
That's Bill Belichick's groupie over here down into...
I'll kick you in the nuts.
Good
But
luck.
I don't disagree. I like Kim's team, but she's too much like the Eagles. The too many Eagles on the team, and then she's also going to go down with
Barkley.
Barkley's not going to perform the rest of the year.
So, no, I go Lance at 7, right? We're at 6 now, right?
6.
Okay, yeah. Lance at 6, Kim at 5, Becker at 4, and then Ryan at 3.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I like that better because I still think Becker...
I think Becker edges out over Kim.
It's debating to see what Justin Jefferson is. That's going to be what changes my mind.
Yeah.
What he is after that hamstring is going to change my mind.
And I know they're going to bring him back. I'm still not super shocked if they lose a game or so and kind of just shut him down for the year. I don't remember off the top of my head what that division looks like, but I kind of think Detroit's got it.
Detroit's got it.
And then
how are we looking at in wild card situation?
Well, you're competing in I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, as long as the Vikings still have an opportunity for the playoffs, I see JJ still playing every snap that he can.
They're a TJ Hawkinson injury away from losing the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And he's already banged up.
And then when JJ does come back, now with Dobbs and his golden smart legs,
how much relevance is he gonna have? That's still. I still think Becker's.
I'm being a little bit pessimistic.
The next game that the
also.
Vikings play is going to be against Chicago.
That doesn't count. So, that's this week, and then they have a bye week.
No, they have bye week this week, right?
No
Bye
weeks this week.
Yeah, thanks.
6 bye weeks next week.
Yeah, which good luck everybody. We all need it.
I have nobody on bye next week.
The fuck really? The bye week scheduling this year is fucking stupid. By the way.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. They play Monday night. My bad.
Yeah,
Monday night. Although they're saying Kirk Cousins is going to play. in that game. So
My starting-
ESPN's already fucking wrong.
0 people on my roster right now have a Week 13 bye.
That's fucking crazy. I think everybody in the fucking league has at least one person except
Traded
for you.
people away and moved some stuff around.
Which you guys are
The
older.
Week 10 bye week killed me, though, because I lost Kelsey and Puka.
Yeah.
But I still somehow pulled that one out with bullshit.
Which you guys are older than me. Have they ever had this many fucking, like, no bye weeks in 1 week and then 6 on another?
I don't know, because they keep on changing the fucking schedules every year.
Yeah.
I just think 6 teams on a bye is too many.
I don't ever remember there being this bunched up of bye weeks. It was always kind of sort of spread out. Like, I know you'd always have a week where there was a bunch.
Well, I mean, you
but-
got, what, like 32 teams, and then you've got, 18 weeks now of football. So you would think that you should be able to make it, like, 2 teams, basically, like,
per week.
or something like that.
What I didn't understand was the Week 10 bye when you have Kansas City, Philadelphia, your 2 Super Bowl teams last year, both on a bye the same week. The Rams and who else was on a Week 10 bye? The Dolphins.
Yeah.
You had 4 fun teams to watch that you know is going to be a decent team to watch, all on the same bye week. Why do you let that happen?
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
I still think that you just there's no reason with 32 teams and 18 weeks of football that you can't just make it where everybody plays week 1, everybody plays week 18, and then you just have 2 teams that sit out every week. So I mean, you still have what would that be? 15 other.
I don't like that either.
That would suck ass to have a week 2 bye. You play 1 game a bye week, and then you
Yeah.
got fucking 16 more.
I still think you're going to have to slot it where there's 4 teams off here.
But
4
regardless,
teams
you
off
don't
there.
need 6 teams on a bye in the.
Well, then you do 4. You do. I don't know.
Yeah, you
just
do
pick-
a couple weeks worth of 4s.
I mean, I don't have a fucking
Yeah.
calendar in front of me, but I mean, I could probably do a better job at scheduling these games in the fucking NFL.
Get on it.
I will.
Call up Goodell right when this is over.
They just need better Thursday night and Monday night games for damn sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we're getting a Friday night game this week, so.
And it's the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeehaw.
So it'll be a fun game to watch the Dolphins play.
Yeah. Against the local high school team.
And Tim Boyle.
Against Cleveland Heights.
And then 1 and 2. So they both lost last week. Matt lost to a complete shit show of a team. And then I don't remember who Ben lost to.
I'm going to put
Ben
Ben at
lost to
number
Tiffany, I
1.
think, didn't she?
Yeah.
No.
Here, let's.
Kim.
Yeah.
He lost to Kim.
Yeah, he actually scored quite a bit.
Yeah, he
Matt
did.
had a bad week.
He did really
I'm
good.
gonna put Ben in the number 1 solely because points allowed. I mean that he's still doing the best job at keeping the other teams down as far as luck is concerned. Obviously, last week with Kim was kind of a red herring, but I still think that you put Ben in number 1. You put Matt in number 2.
I completely disagree with you for the exact opposite reasons of every single thing that you said.
Absolutely.
Not just.
I
to be
award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Exactly. I wish I could soundbite that.
Now you give your reasons why you disagree, and I'll jump in.
So, just for starters, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Just
I
for-
totally came over here expecting to get shit on the entire time, so
Oh my god.
you're just
Well,
you're,
I'm
you're making
concerned-
my fantasies come to fruition.
I'm concerned that me and Tyler agree. So.
Well,
Well, you know anything he says is completely fucking wrong.
Well, I want to see his reasons.
it's
first.
not about my team, so it's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
all right,
the
fair enough.
it's the wrong.
So
wrong.
why do you think Matt's better?
Okay, first off, I like Matt's team better, just in a nutshell, just overall. Number 2, Ben's team right now, the players that should be good are kind of sort of shitting the bed. So, you'd think that whenever it was coming back, the Kyler Hollywood thing was going to work out a little bit better than. I'm not saying they were going to be fucking amazing, but a lot better than it has worked out. And then Matt's. I don't see Matt's starting lineup to me is just like
It's a fucking road grader.
I fucking wish. And then on top of it, I've kind of done a deep dive into Matt's team a little bit. Some of the matchups he has for some of these fucking players is like, how the fuck? Like, I know I multiple times was like, we can't let Ben three-peat. Well, we are going to let Matt win because we did this. I did this. I traded with Matt, I think, twice. This is partially my fault.
Absolutely.
I don't know how we let this happen, but it's happening. I don't know if there's much we can do about it now.
I like Matt's starting lineup too much.
Yeah.
The Colts are on bye, which is why he lost last week,
Yeah.
with Jonathan Taylor. And I'm not saying Pittman's a world beater, but he's 10, 15 points a week guaranteed.
Every goddamn week.
Guaranteed. And I don't think the Colts matchup is great this week for Taylor running because they play Tampa Bay, which is a good running defense. But the only person I don't like in his starting lineup is George Kittle.
Yeah, and George Kittle.
And it's not... And he tried to trade with me earlier in the year, and the only reason I told him I couldn't trade with him is I don't have the lineup to support George Kittle's bad week.
Yeah.
He does.
And even then, to his credit there, George Kittle's he's having good weeks at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. It's just George Kittle is just such a scary player because he has 20, 15, 20, 30-point weeks, and then all of a sudden he has 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
Like, he's a phenomenal tight end if they'd use him.
Right. And then, the bench is not amazing, but not bad either. And then Brian Robinson's been fucking killing it, too.
And it's all off receptions.
Yeah, and it's not like you can even entertain putting him in your lineup.
Nope.
You're never going to start him over Mostert or Taylor unless there's a bye week.
Yeah. Or an injury.
Yeah.
Well, also looking at both of their games that they have throughout the remainder of the season, obviously Matt's gonna fucking take me to Pound Town this week. So there's no guess game there. He's gonna probably fucking stomp my ass. There's no probably. You're gonna stomp my ass, Matt.
100%.
We got to take you to dinner first?
I hope so. I like Outback with a bloomin' onion. So if you want to buy me a bloomin' onion, I'll let you.
He's already
have your
telling
way
you
with
he's
me?
putting out. So
Yeah, but I ain't no cheap date. Let's see. Ben is going up against Tiffany. I think that's another easy matchup in regards for Ben. Sorry, Tiffany. Next week, you're looking at, I believe, Matt is going up against... I think Ben is going up against Ryan Bredeweg here. And I think...
So this is Ben's schedule. He's got Tiffany, he's got Ryan, and then Tim.
Yeah.
So
I see two easy matchups right there.
Yeah. And then Matt is right here.
Difference is that 16 bye week's going to screw Ben over somehow. I have 0 players on bye. I'm sure Ben probably has some.
Oh, well,
I would assume.
Let's look. Let's look at Devontae and his whole bench. Well, I'm not counting. I guess Mark Andrews
is on IR, so that doesn't really count.
Herbert, his backup tight end, which he doesn't fucking need, and Ty Chandler.
Yeah. I mean, Hollywood Brown might be in good shape.
But that's also why I think Matt's over Ben is because I like Ben's team, just not the people throwing to him.
Yeah.
Like Devontae, I don't like the rookie Aiden O'Connell throwing to him.
It's risky. And which, to your credit, John, Ben does have the much better schedule. So. Ryan's got Becker and Kim, which, I mean, not that I think it's going to happen, but it could easily be 2 losses there. I wouldn't be shocked.
I think Matt will beat both of them.
I do too, but I wouldn't be shocked. Now, I would be shocked if Ben doesn't beat.
I think with Becker having JJ coming back, I think that's probably going to be his big question mark in regards to whether or not Matt can go toe-to-toe against Ben. I mean, not that he can't go toe-to-toe, but that Becker's not going to edge one out on him. So, I don't know. I still have Ben on this one going 1. I mean, it's really a toss-up if you think about it, but I think Ben's 1, Matt's 2. We'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
Matt's 1, Ben's 2.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
I just like Matt's team so much more. Ben, you got a great team. They started out hot.
The 3-peat looked inevitable, and then something happened.
Let's roll back real quick and look. What are their total points? I mean, they're both making the playoffs, so let's be completely honest there. But as far as
they're within 3 points of each other.
Yeah, the points for is literally Matt is up 3 points ahead, and then Matt's been scored on more, which is more of a testament, in my opinion, to Matt than it is to Ben, because Matt has had to deal with all this shit being put on him, whereas Ben hasn't. You know what I'm saying? like me and you have not had a whole lot of points scored on us. Neither has Ben, and neither really has Becker.
We've been over in the corner with our fucking thumbs up our ass.
Right. While Matt and fucking Tim and Tiffany and Kim have been getting fucked every week by having to play against high scoring matchups, which is more of a testament to their teams. I think are good, but 5 and 6. A different matchup somewhere along the lines. This looks totally different.
And I was in that line with them until my team started actually performing.
Yeah.
And then my points for has went. Now I'm even. I wasn't even 2 weeks ago. My team has actually started playing fucking football.
Right.
So.
Well, I'd really like for mine too, but anyway. Unless you guys have any other closing remarks, that is all I have for this week.
Check out the Really Sophisticated Podcast every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, shameless plug by the next door neighbor.
Join us this next coming Tuesday as we have special guest Tyler talk about his experience at WWE SmackDown
Not
Live.
after you change your fucking team name to that fucking shit. I ain't coming over. But anyway.
That did look fun, though.
On a serious note, everybody, enjoy your turkey day. Don't eat too goddamn much and kill yourself. That's all I got.
Eat a lot of food, but don't kill yourself.
Yeah, that's the main goal of Thanksgiving. Yeah. So,
yep.
All right, thanks guys.
If anybody needs a safe ride, give me a call.
All right, see you guys later.